All right. So once again, we're going to go over the chapter 7 and 8 perpetual inventory exercise. So this is going to kind of be a reflection or kind of like a introduction to what you should expect when we are dealing with perpetual inventory and this kind of scenario. This is what I expect you guys to do when we actually dive into the class project. So we're going to read this, right? We have a chart of accounts to determine what account to use, okay? We have your general journal, the inventory worksheet, and we have the general journal. So what we're going to do is we're going to practice looking at the scenario, journalizing it, posting it to our our inventory worksheet, and then going from there. So this is a pretty extensive exercise. Like I said before, this is a perfect example of what you really do in real life. Okay, when you have the situation where you are dealing with perpetual inventory. Okay, so just a recap, perpetual inventories where you're constantly updating your inventory, whether you're making a purchase or whether you're making a sale of an item. Okay, and in this case, I chose the most easiest form of calculating the cost of inventory, okay? This one's the easiest because this is the one also that's most commonly used. It's where we don't need to keep track of what came first or what came last, so we are good there. So make sure we follow along. This is a good exercise for just in business in general, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look here on May 1st. We purchased 500 brown mugs at $2.65 each, okay? Freight cost you $100. And we placed it on an account from Cuppies Co., okay? Terms are 5%, 15, net 30, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at our chart of accounts. Okay, so I'll make this a little bigger for you guys. Okay. So on the chart of accounts, this is what I can use to journalize. Okay. So if I were to journalize perpetual inventory, how should I do it? What accounts will I be using?
Account number 150 for mugs.
Good.
And then accounts payable 201.
Perfect. Okay. So let's go to our journal. That's what I want you guys to do. So we're going to practice journalizing first, and then we're going to go ahead and pop that in our inventory worksheet. So, okay, so we have mugs because we're purchasing perpetual inventory, right? We put it straight into inventory. So our inventory item is mugs, and we placed it on accounts payable. Okay. So the account for mugs was 150, and the account for accounts payable was 201. Okay. Now let's go ahead and determine what was my total purchases. Okay. So if the scenario said that I bought 500 brown mugs at $2.65 each, right? And freight cost me 100. What is my total mugs? Or how much am I going to journalize for mugs?
1,225.
What, say that again? Sonia, what was that?
Sorry, would it be $14.25 for
It
the freight as well?
Correct, right? You're gonna have to figure out how much it's gonna cost you for the purchasing the item, but we have freight. And in perpetual inventory, we have to include everything into inventory. So in this case, you're right. It is not $13.25. It is actually $14.25. All right, and that's exactly how much we're gonna owe Cuppies Co. Okay. So how I want you to journalize the note here is that always refer to the vendor. Okay, so in this case, we purchased this from Cuppies Co. Okay. Then you're going to reveal how much you purchased each item. So in this case, you purchased 500 mugs at $2.65 each. Okay. And you also got terms. What was it? 5% if we pay within 15 days. If not, the whole bill is due in 30. So there you go. 5%, 15, net 30. All right, and that should be pretty much good enough information for this one. Most cases you could add and should add like invoice numbers, billing numbers, whatever it is that's relevant to this. Any additional fees or anything like that, you would just plug it in there. Okay. So good. We finally got our journal done. Now let's go ahead and plug that number into my inventory worksheet since I just purchased inventory, okay? So in this case, it is 5-1. Okay, so in this scenario, I'm going to be focusing, I'm going to skip this part because we didn't sell anything, but I purchased 500 items at $2.65 each, and freight cost me $100. So in this case, what's my total purchase price here?
$13.25.
$13.25. Okay. Plus my $100 freight gives me a total cost of
The $14.25.
$14.25. Okay. And then now that I have that right, I only have my first batch of inventory. So what is my cost per item? $2.85. Okay, I'm gonna go like that so we know that it is an even number. Okay, now this is what
How did you get that? How did she get that again?
it's your total cost.
The $13.25 by the quantity.
No, not $13.25.
The unit cost.
Not the unit cost. It's the total cost divided by your quantity. Because in this case, this is what I'm gonna charge my customers. I'm gonna charge them. I'm sorry. This is how much I'm gonna sell each item. It's gonna cost me $2.85 opposed to $2.65 because I've included freight. I want the customers to be able to pay for freight. So in this case, it's $2.85. So you're gonna take the $14.25 and you divide it by your total amount of quantity. Okay. Now this is average costing, right? This is moving average. So in this case, I'm gonna go ahead and carry this over. Okay. So in this case right here, I need to have two things filled out, right? I just need the quantity and I just need the total cost here. So $14.25 and the 500, right? Because here I am going to be constantly calculating the average cost per item, right? In this case, my average cost per item is going to be the 2.85, okay? Now this number, it could actually be, so the formula is going to always be this one in the middle right here. So I'm going to go ahead and drag that formula down. So then I'm constantly calculating this over and over and over again, because the most important thing that you have here is that you're constantly recalculating your average cost, because whether you sell an item or purchase another item, you're taking your overall total cost and you're dividing it amongst your total quantity. Okay, so in this case, that's what I did. I'm just drawing this right here, and I am determining that the formula that I'm going to be constantly calculating is going to lie right here in my average cost per item. Okay, and I'm going to pull it forward a couple decimal places, just because this is moving average, right? This number is going to change. Okay, and especially when we're dealing with odd amount of quantity, it's going to scale it and make it uneven as we keep recalculating it over and over again. Okay? Now, here's what we could have done as well, right? We could have gone to our journal, or we could have plugged it into our inventory worksheet and then journalize it afterwards. I would have accepted the same other way as well. But in this case, I just want to make sure that you don't forget to journalize your transaction. So you can always journalize it, plug it in here, and then calculate it once again in your inventory worksheet, and then plug it into your journal. Okay. All right, everyone good so far? So now that I have this part right, I don't need to go back to my journal for any reason, because I've already plugged in my numbers. I've already said that I bought $14.25 worth of brown mugs. Okay. So then what happened on May 5th?
You return 15 broken mugs.
We returned 15 broken mugs. Okay. So let's look at my chart of accounts. I returned 15 broken mugs. So when journalizing, what should I use?
Purchase returns and allowances. 556.
Okay. Where are my inventory items?
Is it 150?
Okay, so in 150 is in mugs, right? So what's the difference between perpetual and periodic inventory? If everything goes into inventory?
Everything goes out of inventory, so it will be 150.
Correct. That means we're going to take it directly out from the actual mugs. Okay? So we're going to take it out from there. Now, what should I be getting back?
$39.75.
Okay, I meant what account should I be getting back?
Same accounts payable.
Same, good, accounts payable. So in this case, it is May 5th. And is it May 5th? Yes, May 5th. We returned 15 broken mugs. Okay, so here we're getting back accounts payable, right? Because it's going to be reducing the amount that I owe. Okay, and of course I'm taking it out from inventory because that's what I just said. So 201 and 150. Now, how did you get that number, Kim? How did you get your 37?
I'm sorry, I was talking and it was still on mute. I multiplied the return amount by the cost.
W-
The mugs were 265 each, and they returned what, 10 of them?
15.
15. So I multiplied the 15 by the 265. Let me clear it, make sure. 15 times 2.65, 39.75.
Okay,
Okay.
excellent. Okay. Now, why did you use 265?
Why did I use the 260?
Mm-hmm. Why did you use 265 instead of 285?
Um, I don't know. Where did I use 265? Oh, the cost, $2. Wasn't it $2.65?
Yes, but my question so when we solved for it in our inventory worksheet, we also solved for another number for 285. Why did you choose 265?
Because that was the cost of each mug when they were purchased.
Okay, good.
So they returned them. So wouldn't the cost be the same? Or the cost would include tax, and no, that still wouldn't be returned.
No, exactly correct. Well, except for tax. Tax will be returned. But in this case,
Right.
you're right. Freight cannot ever be returned. It's not refunded. It's a payment that we had to pay in order to get the items to our store. That did not include into the cost of the actual item. So in this case, good. That is
The
exactly
265 is
the
what I should have used. Okay,
no,
I
no,
get it.
yep, good. So good. 265.
Okay.
All right. So here I'm going to say return 15 mugs at $2.65 each for full refund. Okay, so let's double check that for full refund. Okay, so then now let's go ahead and plug this in since we already know how much it is, right? Let's go ahead and plug this into our inventory worksheet. Okay, so this is 5, 5, okay? We have 15 items at 265. So here, my total cost is going to be my 39.75. Okay? So then now we're going to go ahead and plug those numbers in here right here. So this is where I'm saying this is where I made a return. Okay? So because I'm using moving average, I'm going to go ahead and just start eliminating as I go or moving down the line. So I move the average along with me. All right? So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So this is how if you guys remember, this is how we did it, right? I'm going to take my 500, okay? And I'm going to subtract 15. What should be my number here?
485.
485, okay? And then I started out with $14.25, but I refunded $39.75. So therefore, what should be my new total cost?
140, no, 1445.25.
1445. Flip it the other way.
I got 1385.25.
Yes, we're subtracting it. Okay. On my page, I'm adding it because it's a negative number. Okay. So there you go. So 1385.25, right? So now that's going to bring my new average cost up by 0.6 of a penny. All right? And in this case, I no longer have 500, nor do I no longer have 1425. It doesn't exist anymore because I returned 15 items. So in this case, I'm going to be moving along. And I also cell reference. So this is why I can't delete it. Okay? Now, yes, you can, if you want to, make it just one line. But at the end of the day, when we're moving down along the page, I don't like to scroll up or down. So I think it's just easier to just go through this way. And that way you can also keep track of your inventory worksheet, right, you could see where you purchased, where you sold, where you returned, etc., etc. Okay, so there we go. We have 485 mugs left, costing at a grand total of $13.85.25, which each cup is going to cost me $2.856186 each. Okay, good. And we already filled in our journal. Okay, so now let's see what happened next. All right, let's see in the scenario, did I mention anything about sales tax? No, I didn't, but you can go ahead and plug it in here. So, so on the same day, May 5th, we end up selling 10 mugs at $10 each for cash. Okay. So if I sold 10 mugs at $10 each for cash, let's take a look at our chart of accounts. What accounts what should I be using?
Sales.
Sales, good. What else?
And so we have sales tax also, right?
You could include it.
Yeah, sales tax and cost of goods sold, I guess.
Okay, good. What else do we need? What did we receive for the sales?
I have to read it again. The cash.
Cash. Yes, we received cash for this sales. So in this case, all right. So let's go ahead and do the transaction first at hand. So in this case, I'm going to record my sales first because I need a sale to happen in order to update my inventory. Okay, a sale has to happen. We have to get rid of the items first before we can journalize that we sold it or got rid of it, excuse me. So in this case, I want to recognize the transaction at hand, which was I sold 10 mugs. Okay. Now I sold it for cash. So how am I going to journalize this? And what should come first?
Cash comes first.
Cash comes first, right? Okay. And then we have our sales and we have our sales tax payable. Okay. So let's take a look at our chart of accounts. Cash is account number 102. Sales is 401. Sales tax payable is 230. Okay. Okay. So now let's go ahead and figure out how much my sales was. Okay, so in this case, how many cups did I sell?
10 cups.
You sold 10 cups. Okay, at how much?
265, right?
In this case, I did not sell it for $2.65. I sold it, let's see. I sold each cup for $10 each. So in this case, what's my total sales?
$60.
What was that?
Hold up. 10 times. $100, right?
100. Good. So then how much tax is going to be charged?
mention any taxes, or we just have to use the standard tax?
Choose the standard one, the one that I've been teaching you, 8.25%. I think I put it on all the other worksheets except for this one.
Okay.
So how much is tax? So 8.25%.
8.25.
$8.25. So how much total cash should I be receiving?
So dollar 8.25, 108.
Good. Good. Okay. Now I'm going to hold off my description because in this case, right, I could just place it into where I put my, where I actually took it out from my inventory. Now in this case, right, you did mention cost of goods sold, right? Cost of goods sold. And what account am I going to be taking away from if I am using my cost of goods sold?
Mugs or inventory.
Yes, we're going to take it out from my actual inventory because I sold 10 mugs. Okay? So once again, my cost of goods sold account is going to be account number 501, and my mugs was 150. Now in this case, I have to actually go into my inventory worksheet to be able to solve for how much my cost of goods sold is. So here we are. It is May 5th. We sold 10 mugs, okay? Now, I sold it with my selling price, right, of $10 each. But in this inventory worksheet, I'm not looking at my selling price because my selling price includes the original cost, the cost of getting the asset to my store, but it also includes a profit percentage. In this case, I can only calculate what it cost me to obtain the inventory, and this is what I sold it for, right? So in this case, how much did it cost me to sell my items? So in this case, what cost per item am I going to use to calculate the cost of goods sold?
The 285.
Correct. 28561. Okay. Since we have this number, we're going to be practicing the equal round. Okay, if you guys are using Excel. So in this case, we're rounding to the nearest penny. So how much did it cost me to sell 10 cups?
$28.56.
$28.56, right? So now, this is the question where we now need to update our inventory because I no longer have 485 anymore. I sold 10 of them. So what is 485 minus 10?
475.
475, okay. What is my 1385.25, all right? And I sold $28.56. What's my new total here?
Mm, 1356.69.
1356.69. So in this case, like I've already preset my formula, therefore it's going to pretty much be the same. It's just going to change by 10,000th, or in this case, it's 100,000th of a penny. So that is my new number. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe that one out. So then now this is what I have my goods available is now I only have 475 items left, costing $2.85618. Okay. So now that we've solved for our cost of goods sold, right? Now we need to update our journal to reflect that this is how much I sold. Right? So $28.56 is what what it cost me to sell those 10 items. Okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and make a note here. Sold 10 mugs. Okay? You don't need to say for what cost price because it's pretty straightforward. If you sold 10 mugs and it cost you a total $28.56, you can just do the math and just take $28.56 and divide it by 10. So that's just, again, information you don't necessarily need to add in here. You can if you'd like, if you want to be more detailed, but in this case, it's pretty much obvious. Okay, so here I sold 10 mugs. Okay. Is everyone good with me now?
Yeah.
Okay, so then let's go ahead and see what happened next. So now that we finished with May 5th, what happened here on May 6th?
Sold 20 mugs for $10 each, which would be $200
Okay, to who?
to customer A.
Okay, and we gave customer A some terms. Okay, so here we sold to customer A on an account. So let's take a look at my chart of accounts real quick. Okay, what accounts should I be using?
Should be account receivable.
Accounts receivable. What else?
103. Account sales tax payable.
Excellent. So account 103. So let's go ahead and go to my journal to just lay down the foundation, okay? So here it is now May 6th, right? This time I sold on accounts receivable. So I have an IOU, okay, for 103. Okay. I also sold stuff and I also charged sales tax. Okay. So in this case, sales was 401 and account number 230. Okay. Now let's go back to the scenario and see how much we sold. We sold 20 mugs at $10 each to customer A. So let's take a look here. How much is my total sales? So Kim did the math already. So 20 times 10 is 200. So what's the amount of tax that I'm going to be collecting from customer A?
$16.50.
$16.50. Okay. So in grand total, how much does customer A owe me?
$216.50.
$16.50. And in this case, right, now I actually sold it to a specific person. So I'm going to go ahead and say sold or customer. Actually, no, this is again. Sold 20 mugs to customer A. All right, comma. Did we give her terms? Did we give customer A terms?
Yes, we
Yes.
Yes, it's 10%, 10 days. If not, the whole bill is due in 30. Okay, so customer A, we gave them terms 10%, 10 net 30. Okay, so that should be good enough, right? So then now that we sold 20 mugs to customer A, what else do we need to include?
Cost of goods sold in inventory.
Yes, so cost of goods sold and inventory. So I want to go ahead and copy this from above and paste it here to save some time. Okay. Right. But now we need to go to our inventory worksheet to be able to calculate how much we actually sold. So I'm going to go to my inventory worksheet. Right. It is now May 6th, and this time we sold 20 mugs. Okay. Now, at what cost per item is each mug?
Was it $10?
No, that's my selling price. I'm asking you how much did it cost me to sell?
2.8566189.
Correct. Okay, so in this case, what's my total cost of goods sold if I sold 20 of those items?
5712.
5712. Good. Okay. Now with this number right here, right? I now need to update my inventory once again. Okay? Because I no longer have 475. I have 20 less. So what's my new quantity?
455.
455, right? If I started out with 475, I sold 20 of those items, I should have 455 left. Okay? Same thing here. Okay? I sold $57.12. So therefore I should have a new grand total cost of
$12.99.57.
$12.99.57, right? Which then my average cost per item is still roughly the same, right? So now I'm going to go ahead and I don't need this information anymore. There we go. So that's my goods available now. I still have 455 items left. Now here I sold a total of $57.12. So when you go back to my journal and plug that in, that I have 57.12. 57.12. Okay. And then my note here says I sold 20 mugs. I'm going to be specific. It said to customer A because in this case, right, what if customer A decides to return items back to me? Then this is where I know exactly where to place it back. Okay. Right. All right. Everyone good with me so far?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and see what happened next. Okay. Since I was transaction for May 6th, it is now May 8th. So what happened here?
Are we on May 8th, right?
We're on May 8th, yes.
Yeah, we had more inventories here.
Yes, we purchased more inventory, okay? We purchased 250 mugs at 275 cents each. Freight cost $50, right? And we placed it on an account from Cuppy's Co., which they gave me another terms of 5%, 15 net 30. Okay. So 250 mugs at 275. Okay. So how should I journalize this?
I'll go with purchase
Purchase what?
mug.
Okay, mugs, good. And accounts payable, good. So mugs, okay. I purchased 250 of them for $2.75 each. Okay. So 275 times 250, right? Gives me 252.75. But how much was my freight?
50 bucks.
$50. So 252.75 plus $50. I should get how much? What's my grand total that I purchased?
It's 680, no, 737.50.
We only bought 250 mugs.
No, like she's right. 737.50.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't know what I was calculating. All right. 737.50. Okay, good. All right. There we have it. So then now let's go ahead and plug that into my inventory worksheet because now I made a new purchase. So therefore, I need to update my inventory because I made a purchase. So it is May 8th. Okay. We purchased 250 items at $2.75 each with the freight costing $50. So what's my total purchase price? Okay. Plus my freight.
737.
737. Okay. In this case, do I need to calculate my cost per item?
Not really, because that's gonna be done on all the way on the right, correct?
Correct. Because now we need to add this to my new quantity and my new total cost because now I have an addition of 250 items. So in this case, what's my new total quantity? If I have 455 and I added 250 to my pile of inventory, what is my total amount of quantity?
$705.
705, okay. What's my new total cost?
$2,037.07.
Good. So then now I've recalculated my new average cost per item and now it's bumped up 3 cents. 3.9 cents, right? It went from 85 to 88. All right, because I have new quantity and I have a new cost. But check out my original cost. It bumped up by 10 cents. Okay. So there you go. I'm going to clear this out. Okay. So now I have 705 items available to sell. Okay. All right. Good. All right. So then what happened that very same day?
Return 50 bugs because they were the wrong color.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't technically return the item, but we did a discount.
Okay. So how am I going to journalize that?
So we got 201.
Okay, so we got accounts payable.
And
This time is it purchase returns and allowances?
Did we get a purchase returns and allowance?
No, but we got a discount, which is an allowance,
Okay.
correct?
Yes. Okay. That is in technical terms that is correct. But where are your coffee mugs right now?
Also, it's inventory.
Yes, it's actually in inventory. So if everything goes in inventory, that means any returns, any allowances, any discounts, whatever it is, it's all going to be taken out from inventory. Okay, so in this case, it's going to be taken out of mugs. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and journalize this. It is the 8th, same day. Oh, not June, it's May. Okay, and we're taking out from mugs, and we're also going to be lowering our accounts payable because now we owe less. Okay, so this one right here. Okay. But this time, instead of actually returned, we got an allowance for 50 mugs. Okay, which cost me $2.75 each for not a full refund, but for 15% discount. Okay. So if that's the case, then how much did it cost me originally and I need to take 15% off of? So I have 50 mugs costing me $2.75 each, right? And I'm taking only 15% because that's how much I'm getting back. So what's my total that I'm getting back?
2063.
2063. Good. Okay, because we're not giving back all of it, we're only getting back 15%. Okay, so there we have it there. So let's actually plug that into my inventory worksheet. Okay, so it is May 8th. Okay, we didn't technically return anything, but it still cost us $2.75. Now, here, my total that I'm going to be discounting for, once again, I'm going to type in that formula once again. So it's going to be 50 times 275 times 0.15, which gives me $20.63. Let me redo that again because it has to be negative. Okay, there you go. Negative $20.63. So once again, because I never actually returned anything. Yes, question?
Yes, on that, the total cost 737.50. On that unit cost, I know we don't need it, but still, I think that number is not correct. Aren't we dividing 737.50 by 250?
If you are doing the average cost per item for that batch, then yes.
Because that's actually 295, not 275. I know it doesn't matter because we're doing the ranges.
Okay, if you wanted to do that, that's fine.
Okay, thank you.
But in this case, you're right. It doesn't matter because we're gonna combine them all together and take an average cost per item. So that's just only calculating the average cost for just this batch. But I'm doing moving average. I don't care what came first. I don't care what came last. I don't care about batches of inventory that I buy. I care about the total amount in grand total.
Got it, thank you.
So there you go. We have, so in this case, right, as we were talking about this, right, when we have our inventory, right, we didn't return anything. So therefore, I have 0. Well, in this case, I'm supposed to subtract. Right? I have nothing that I returned. However, I actually got money back. So in this case, if I got money back, right, I need to lower my account by $20.63. So therefore, what's my new total cost?
$2.86019.
Okay. You just calculated the cost per item. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Good. No worries. Good.
Jumped ahead.
Good. Okay. 2.06. Now this one has significantly dropped as well. It dropped up 2 cents. So cool. Okay, there you go. Clear that out because now we still have 705 items left to sell, but now they're going to cost me significantly less. Okay. All right. Everyone good with me so far? Right? We don't need to journalize because in this case, nothing affected inventory except for the total cost. So we didn't add or we didn't subtract anything out to my inventory except for this right here, which was the $20.63. Okay. So now let's see what has happened next. Okay, on May 10. So I had in-store sales. Hello?
You sold 30 mugs for $10 each for cash.
Okay, good. So what should my account look like? Or what should my journal look like if I sold for cash?
You're going to debit cash and credit mugs.
Okay, so make sure you keep them separate, okay? So yes, you're going to debit cash, but you need to just focus on just what happened at hand, which is I sold something. And then you're going to do your cost of goods sold. So yes, all of those are included. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and skip that one and place it here since I have space here. So once again, it is May 10. Okay. So we sold 30 mugs at $10 each. So what is my total sales here?
$300.
300. Okay. How much tax am I going to be charging?
$24.75.
8.25. Okay.
She calculated it, so 24.75. Good. So how much cash in grand total am I going to be receiving?
324.75.
320. Oop. Where'd it go? 324.75. Okay. And then now my cost of goods sold, right, is something I need to solve for in my inventory worksheet. So let's go ahead and go in there real quick. Okay. This time it is May 10. We sold 30 items. Okay. Now at what cost?
.86.
Okay. So therefore, what's going to be my total cost of goods sold?
$85.81.
85.81. Excellent. Okay. So now I need to update my inventory because I no longer have 705. Right? I have 30 items left. So what's my total quantity?
$675.
Right? What's my total cost?
$1,130.63. Oh, 64.
Okay. Okay. So in this case, now my average cost per item is roughly the same. Okay. I'm gonna wipe that out. Okay. Good. Now that we have my cost of goods sold for $85.81. $85.81. Okay. And of course, here I need to change this because I sold 30 mugs. Okay. All right, let's see what happened next on May 12th.
Okay, we sold 60 mugs at $10 each
To who?
to customer B
Okay,
on
so
terms.
good, good. So in this case, I sold 60 mugs at $10 each to customer B. So let's grab my journal. So it should be on an accounts payable. I have accounts receivable, right? Because we sold on an account. Right? It's 612 right now. So then in this case, right? How much did I sell? What's my total sales if I sold 60 mugs for $10 each?
$600.
$600. How much tax did I charge customer B?
$49.50.
$49.50. So in grand total, how much does customer B owe me?
$649.50.
$649.50. Okay, good. Now let's take a look here. So in this case, I sold, let me fix my information, sold 60 mugs to customer B. Oh gosh, where's my B at? There you go. And let me see, terms should be the same as well, right? I give all my customers the same terms. So 10%, 10, net 30. All right. So there we have the first half of my equation here. But I sold 60 mugs. So therefore, I need to place it into my inventory worksheet. Right? I sold 60 mugs. Right? At what cost? Okay.
At $10.
That's my selling price.
At what cost? Okay, hold on.
$286.02.
I got 20.97.
20.97? No.
Oh,
Okay, let's do that again. So, we sold 60 mugs, right? At 2.8602.
171.61.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Okay. Since we sold, we're going to update our inventory, right? Because we no longer have 675 items left available. We have, so what's my new quantity?
615.
Okay, and what's my new total cost? Oops, I don't know why I did that. What's my new total cost?
Let me.
1759.03.
1759.03. Okay. Average is still eight,
Wait,
$2.
can you unblock that number again? What was 1930.64? Okay. And then we're gonna subtract the 171.61.
Correct.
1759. Okay. All right. I'm there.
Okay. So once again, now we have our cost of goods sold for 171.61. So 17161. And now I also need to update my note here because I sold 60 mugs to customer B. Okay. So then now that I have that there, 3 days later, what happened on the 15th of May?
Customer B returns 30 mugs for a full refund.
Yes, customer B decides to return for a full refund. So in this case, right, they're returning stuff to us for a full refund. Okay. So let's take a look at my chart of accounts. How do I give a customer a refund?
406, sales returns and allowances.
Okay. And how did I charge my customer?
Was it on accounts receivable?
Accounts receivable, right? I did not receive cash from them. I actually placed it on an account, right? We get placed per the previous one says that we sold to customer B on an account. So yes, we're going to reduce the accounts receivable and we're going to give, what was it that you said? The sales returns and allowances?
Yes.
Yes,
406.
406. Good. Excellent. Now, what else do we need to return as well?
Did he get a discount? Um,
No.
what else did he return as well?
Sales
What
tax.
else did?
We have to give back the
No.
sales tax.
Okay, okay.
So in this
Thanks,
case,
Nikki.
okay, so in this case, we have sales returns and allowance. Okay, for 406. We have the sales tax payable because we have to give them back their tax. And we're going to reduce the accounts receivable, right? We're going to reduce what they owe me by whatever amount. Okay? So let's go ahead and calculate this real quick. Okay, well, it is 515. So we originally sold to customer B 60 mugs. Now in this case, how much did customer B return?
He returned 30.
He returned 30 of them. So if he returned 30 of them costing at $10 each, how much actual, go ahead, 300?
$300.
Okay. So then off of that, out of the $300, how much sales tax am I going to be refunding?
8.25%.
Yes, but how much is that
So
going to be?
$24.75.
$24.75. So in grand total, how much am I giving back or reducing the amount that customer B owes?
So $324.75.
$324.75. Okay. So once again, I'm going to make a note here because it's very crucial that you put a note here that customer B returns 30 mugs for full refund. Okay. Now, what is so significant about this full refund? What do I have to do? Did I actually get the items back?
Yes.
Yes, he returned them, right?
Yes. So therefore, what do I have to do?
So you return them back into inventory?
You do have to return them back into inventory.
No.
No, yes, you do. It's called restocking. Yes. So in this case, yep, I have to put it back into inventory.
Okay.
Now, these are mugs that I sold. So how do I put it back from my, if I'm putting it back from my inventory, what is going to be my credit account?
Your credit account.
If these were items that I previously have sold,
Right. And now so you took them, when you sold them, it was accounts. Well, was it on account?
Yes, but I already refunded that person on the account.
And what was your question again?
Okay, if I'm going to be putting back into inventory, right? What's my opposite and equal credit? Because I'm debiting my money back, right? Oops, sorry. I'm debiting my mugs back, right? So what account am I taking
You're
it
gonna
out
credit.
from?
You're gonna credit accounts receivable.
You already did that previously. So if I'm putting back, okay, so if I sold these mugs, right? And now that I'm getting a refund, right? I need to refund them and return them back into my inventory. What account am I going to be taking it out of?
But you're not. You sold them on account, so if you sold them on account, they don't get anything back. Their account gets credited for the return, right?
Right, and that's exactly what we did right here, up here, right? We gave them back, or in this case, we just credit their account
For
for.
the 324.75.
Mm-hmm. But we
Okay.
need to update our inventory because we received the items back, so we need to place them back into inventory. So the
Okay.
question is,
So you're gonna.
what is this account right here? I can't just leave my account saying I'm going to debit my account. How am I going to debit my account? What am I going to what's my credit account that I'm taking it out from? If I've already previously
Inventory?
sold it. Nope, I'm putting it back into inventory, but I
Can you go back up to
previously
the list?
list.
Yeah, the list at the top. So what? Sales return, discount sales, accounts payable.
No, we're not we're not
No,
increasing
you're
what
not
we
paying
owe.
anything.
Nope.
Sales tax payable, cost of goods sold.
Cost of goods sold, right? Because in this case, I sold those 60 mugs, right? And now I'm
Mm-hmm.
getting refunded back those 30 mugs, so therefore I need to take it out from my cost of goods sold.
Okay.
Because this is what I calculated previously. Okay? So
Okay.
150 and 501. Okay? Now in this case, right? How do we solve for this? We got to go back to our inventory worksheet. In this case, we don't care what we originally sold it for. We care about what it's going to cost me now if I put it back into my inventory. So I have to undo, or I got to put back it into inventory, right? This is May 15th. So in this case, I am putting back 30 mugs. Because I'm undoing my cost of goods sold. Right? So how much do my mugs cost me right now?
The two, the 2.86. Okay.
Good. So then how much cost of goods sold should I be refunding back into my inventory?
The amount that you credit them, the three. Where is it? The three something was the cost that they had. Was it $300 plus something?
No, that's what my selling price is. This is this I'm
Total cost. The total cost that you're returning back into your accounts in your inventory.
in my inventory. Yes. So if it cost me $2.86 and I'm returning 30 of them, what's my total cost of goods sold that I'm refunding?
85.80.
85.81. Okay, you have to round up.
Okay.
Okay. So if I have to put this back into my inventory, therefore I gotta increase my quantity and also increase my total cost. So I should now have 645 items left And it should cost me, what's my total cost?
1844.84.
1844.84. Good.
I got it. Okay, thank you.
No worries. So yes, good. All right. So good. So now, okay, in real life, you wouldn't be doing this. You wouldn't be putting it back into the actual inventory because, you don't know what they did. They could have used it, washed it, and say, hey, I don't need them anymore. You don't know what customers do to the products, okay? Especially mugs, right? Mugs are easy. They could have used it, So you would actually credit it, or basically you would put it back into inventory, but in a separate inventory for either refurbished or used items, okay? You would never put it back into inventory. But in this case, I'm just making it pretty plain and simple. This is what you do. If you're going to put it back into inventory, this is what's going to cost me. Okay? So there we go. Now that we solved for our cost of goods sold, right? Let's go ahead and plug that number in. So I am refunding $85.81. Okay? And I need to make a note here that customer B returned 30 mugs. Okay. All right. So then let's go ahead and see what happened next. Okay. So it's still May 15th. What happened here?
Sold 25 mugs at $10 each.
All right. Okay.
That's $250. At
Okay. So let's see. What was it again? We sold 25.
Yeah, 25 mugs at $10 each. And that's $250.
What's the tax on that?
8.25%, which comes, oh my God, I think that's wrong. I got it again. I got 20.625. I know that can't be right.
Yep, to
20.
$20.63.
Oh, it had to round off. Okay, $20.63.
Mm-hmm. Tax, you always round up. All right. So in this case, what's my grand total cash I'm going to be receiving?
$270.63.
Good. Okay. And we also sold a total of 25 mugs. Okay, so in this case, I sold 25 mugs, so I need to calculate that. We sold 25 mugs. Okay, at what cost?
The 2.860203.
Good. 03.
I'm sorry, I was looking at the one at the top. It doesn't stay the same.
No, it
No.
doesn't.
Okay. I went up by a few cents. And what are we looking for in this column?
The total cost of goods sold.
The total cost was the $250.
No. And that's my selling price. In this case, if I sold 25 mugs and it cost me $2.860209, how much is my total cost of goods sold?
71.51.
71.51. Okay.
So then we subtract that from the 1844.84.
That's the total cost. Yes.
Subtract the 71.51, and I got this might be wrong too. 1773.33.
That's correct.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Okay. We also updated my inventory, right? I started with 645, now I'm down to 620. Okay. So therefore, I sold $71.51. So my cost of goods sold is $71.51. Okay. And here, I need to make an indicator that I sold 25 mugs. Okay. And this was May 15th. Okay. I think we have time for one more, and then we'll go on a break. So then what happened on May 18? So here, let me separate it so you guys.
So customer A paid in full with cash.
Okay. Customer A paid in full with cash. So let's take a look at when we sold to customer A. Okay. Here we sold to customer A on the 5th. No.
On the 6th.
We sold it to customer A on the 6th. Now, we gave customer A terms. Did customer A meet the terms?
Go down a little bit. Let me see it.
We're on the 18th.
18. On the 18th. Did he meet the terms? I believe so. Let me see. Go back up again. Yeah. Yeah, he met the terms.
Okay, so we sold to them on the 6th. What's 6th? Okay, what's 10 days later?
The 16th.
And it's the 18th now.
Oh, okay.
So did they make the terms or did they miss the
No,
terms?
he didn't make the terms. So he has to pay the full price.
Good. We have to pay the full price. So I'm going to go ahead and use my journal to find that transaction on the 6th right here. So how much does customer A owe me in grand total?
$216.50.
Okay. Did customer A return anything?
No, no. He
No.
hasn't returned anything.
Nope. Customer A did not return anything. So that means they owe me exactly $216.50. So, with that being said, right, we're going to be moving on to our next journal here. It is May 18. What did we receive? How did we get paid? We were paid in cash.
It was cash.
Mm-hmm. And because we are reducing what they owe me, right, we're going to credit my accounts receivable. Okay. For the $216.50. Okay. So then my note here is that customer A paid in full. Right? That's it there. It had nothing to do with inventory. It was just that they made a payment. And in this case, they did not make any discount. So they had to pay in full. Okay. Actually, I think we have time for one more. I just want to finish the 18 since I don't want to leave in the middle. Okay. So then last but not least, okay, we sold an additional 50 mugs for $10 each for cash, okay, on the 18th. Okay. So we sold it for cash. Okay. Okay. So if we sold 50 mugs for $10 each, how much is my total sales?
500.
500. What is the amount of tax that I'm going to be collecting?
41.25.
Okay, this times 0.825, comma 2. 41.25. So therefore, in grand total, how much cash am I going to be receiving?
541.25.
$541.25. Okay. Now, the idea here is that we sold 50 mugs, so therefore we got to go back to my inventory worksheet, and we're going to go ahead and plug that in. So on the 18, we sold 50 mugs, okay? At what cost?
86.2202.
Which brings us a total cost of goods sold to be
The 143.01.
143.01. Okay. So in this case, right, if I sold 50 mugs, right, how much should I have left?
$570.
Good. And if I sold a total of $143.01, what's my total cost?
1630.32.
1630.32. Okay.
1630.32. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. So in this case, I sold a total of $143.01. So therefore, that's what I'm going to plug in here. That I sold 143.01. Okay. And I'm going to update my little note here because I didn't sell 25. I sold 50. Okay. So we're going to stop here real quick and take a nice quick break. When we come back, we're going to continue on the 20th, 22nd, 25th, and the 30th. Okay, so we're almost done here. So let's go ahead and take a nice break. And let's see, right now it is 10:02, so I'll round to 10:03, so 20 minutes. So 20 minutes. So please be back no later than 10:24. Give you extra minute.